morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Electra. I hope that you're having a good day wherever you are. Just gonna give the cards a shuffle so we can see how things are going for you today. Just gonna sit down. I hope that everybody is going through a good day and that things are not too bad where you are in your life and you're able to get through each day. And if you're waking up and it's a struggle and you feel like you can't get through, please know that you can get through it. Just believe in who you are and yourself and believe you can get through. So I'm going to do concentrating really hard. Okay, so Melo's coming over to protect everybody. Melo, come on. So Melo's coming over to make sure everybody's okay. And I'm just going to start the reading. Pop it. Okay. So I've got the Five of Pentacles, and for me, I'm seeing someone's, I do get very similar readings a lot of the time, and I tell you what I'm getting. What I'm getting is someone's trying to cover something up. Someone is not telling the truth about something to people, so people do not know. And so there are people covered up, and there are things happening behind the scenes. There is curtains closing and people talking and whispers happening all behind the scenes, all because something is being hushed up, because someone has created such a terrible drama, terrible drama, and created such damage, utter damage, damaging personal liability damage, that it is really bad. So they have to work out. So we have someone who's someone's needing quality control. You have to work out how best to deal with this situation, and you're going to have to come out and say the truth without saying the truth to protect somebody else or a situation, because the situation that's unfolding is legally, viably between a rock and a hard place. You could think that it may not happen, but the possibilities are that the person, whoever is doing something and covering something up because they don't want to reveal the complete truth, you are in a very, very slimline situation of being in a court situation, being taken to court for something because of the way you have been handling something and it flaring very badly. So it's something that's the person, there's patience, but patience is very thin, and it's very easy for it to turn into a very big legal public battle that will be seen and heard. So no more covering up. You have to let the truth out, and you've got to tell the truth the best way you can. If it's to cover something up from protecting somebody else, but also saying what the truth is, you're going to have to do it, because if you don't, you are going to be in such big embarrassment because of something that's legally coming up that is a liability, such a liability that the damage is just very bad, because it wasn't handled correctly in the first place. We have arguments and fights, legal battle again. I'm getting legal battle again, people fighting, arguing. I feel someone's taking this side and someone's taking that side, and they're trying to basically destroy a person. And I've said this before and I'll say it again, sometimes I get similar things, but someone's being destroyed, and there's two sides, and whoever the people are that are trying to protect the person who's being destroyed, you're doing no good at all. No good at all, because the people who are in the red, the people who are not in higher positions, are destroying that. They're going to their own means and using whatever they can in the contacts and the people that they know to destroy this person, utterly destroy the person. The reason being is because the people who are handling it, it's like a house. The people who are in charge, the architects, the builders, they are in control, and the engineering of the whole thing has to be precise. If it is not got being built on good support structures, meaning the management, the engineers, the people who are in the high paid position jobs have not done the things correctly, then you have only yourselves to blame, because there is such destruction you have caused. There's been so much damage that has been caused, irreparable damage, that you have no one else in high positions to blame but yourselves, because you should have done it right in the first place. Otherwise, it wouldn't be just crumbling and going everywhere to where it is at the present moment. You need to align and get things back and get people back to where they are, because at the moment everyone's off with everybody and no one is adhering to sorry, cough. No one is adhering to anybody. You're not strong enough. Whoever's in the management, whoever's trying to just to dissolve this problem, you're not dissolving anything. You're causing more structural problems. You have caused the problems, nobody else. And if it's a place where you go to, or a place in business, school, the reason why I say it is that if someone is younger watching this and not working, or goes to a gym, or is in business, because the variability of a general reading is that I'll get some things correct, but there'll be some things where it's variable. So, but I do see this strongly. It keeps coming up, but I do feel that what's going on is the problem. The real problem is the management, the whole management, engineering, the foundations, the stability of everything that is wholly put on something. It's just a disgrace, utter disgrace. Therefore, the problems that are happening, the problems that are occurring, are happening because of the people in high areas who have not handled this position and not handled this situation correctly to begin with in the first place, and have been part of that bullying tactic in with other people. So they themselves have been part of a bullying tactic in with the normal average other people, because they're too friendly with the people that are within this working situation. Okay, we do have a legal situation. Again, we're all pointing around the same thing. Legal situation, a win. We've got the pouring of the water. We've got like a scale situation with wanting to get balance. You're wanting to have justice and you're wanting to win. If you're in the management position and you're in a position of high authority, you're not going to win. Reason being, if you've done wrong things, there are things that have been happening, or if there's someone that you are working for or to, there is someone in a high position that is just not that they are not coming out there and saying to people that you are wrong. I'm sorry, you should not have done this. This should not have occurred. Instead, they are allowing people to say, well, that's okay. You really didn't do anything wrong. It's okay. You know, let's push it under the carpet. So someone is pushing the buck, not holding the management position of where they are, and therefore a whole ability of the whole place is utter shambles. Utter shambles. And that is the people to blame, is the people who are in the high house. And if you are coming into a situation where you are taking over something from somebody else, another company, then you are taking over. Then the people who were in just before you were people who had no control, did not know how to delegate, were pushing everything under the carpet, and they did nothing to protect the liability of people that were in problematic situations, and just let people fall and fall and fall and let situations slide, and therefore everything was an utter shambles. And now it's basically, to put it rudely but bluntly, and I don't like to use swear words, you're basically having to clean the shit up. And you're going to have to clean the shit up and do a big deep dig. And you have to get rid of the weeds. And the weeds are the people who have got the high paying position jobs, who should be doing the right job, and not be telling people that it's okay, because it's not okay to treat people badly. It's not okay to let people get away with things. It's not okay to misrepresent a situation and let everybody think something and destroy somebody else in the background, and let every other person destroy them because you want to contain everything. However, it's just like cutting a milk bottle and it just pours out with milk everywhere. It's not working. It's not working, and you've got to get it together. So we've got someone who's drinking, doing drugs, and I'm so sorry I get the same stuff, but it must mean something to the people that are watching me. And I'm really sorry I don't have a lot of people, and I'm really sorry that I get similar readings and similar stuff. And I'm really sorry if I'm evasive or not spot on with things. I'm not spot on because it's a general reading, so I'm picking up variations of many different people. And I know that if I wanted to get lots of readers, I talk about people getting money and relationships going fantastic and wonderful and well, and you're going to have this and that. But I'm not going to do that, because that's not the truth, and that's not what I'm getting. I'm getting things breaking up. There's like a breakup. There's a relationship breakup. There's someone. It's someone who's got lots of children, and there's a breakup. There's a big breakup, and they're breaking up, and they keep going back to certain people all the time, and then they're trying to tempt themselves by other people and thinking, maybe if I go to this person or that person. Get yourself in order. Get your gear in order. Get yourself in order of what you want and what you want for yourself, because only things are going to improve when you start to improve yourself. You have to look after yourself. You have to protect yourself. And if whatever you want, you've got to start thinking positively in yourself. If you want a good relationship, a positive relationship, it's really important to be around good people, positive people, and to think good and positive within yourself. And that can be hard for every single one of us. Not many people go through life and don't have that direction of, everybody feels fantastic and wonderful, because it's not true. Not everybody does feel fantastic and wonderful. But there is somebody, and I keep getting like the midnight hour, and it's someone who doesn't sleep very well. There's a relationship breakup, and there's drugs or alcohol, and the person keeps like running off. And their way of dealing with this is, I get that they're a man, is they're running off, leaving the woman, and just running off because they can't deal with it, because they don't really know what they want to 100% say, or if they say this, they're going to not be able to see this child, that child, or I'll get children, and they're worried about it. They're going to lose what they have. They're not going to lose it. You're better off to be honest and truthful. However, I will say this is, someone is out there and they don't have their own house or their own place that is theirs. You need to be safe. You need to be with somebody, and you need to get somewhere that is right for you, that is a safe place. And please, if you're going through any domestic violence situations or of violent situations, whether it's verbal or domestic or physical, please get yourself a plan of what to do, what steps to do, and how to do it, and try and get yourself together to get strong to do it, because it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen next week, but you can plan for it to happen tomorrow or next week in your plan. But you have to get started in your mind today to do it. And how many times do we have to keep saying to somebody, that's okay, it's okay, it's okay, I forgive you, that's okay, it's okay, and then hoping that the person will change. because the person's not going to change. I don't really think, to be quite honest, I really don't think they're going to change. I think mostly this person's knows what they want, but they're not going to change, and they're angry at you because they're also angry at themselves, and it's not you, it's them, and they're the ones with the problem, not you. And you need to get strength, and you need to believe in yourself. You need to get everything that you have together and go forward, and just believe you can get there. If you feel you're not going to have the money, or you're worried about housing, I understand you have to be very careful, especially if you have children and family, but you have to be safe. If there's verbal and violent abuse in a family with children, the children hear that, they see that, and that affects the child's whole future life. Do what you can to get away if you need to. Do what you need to do, but be safe. Let people know where you are, friends. If you have to hide and be somewhere, be very careful who that is, and it's got to be a trusted person. Don't go telling friends or this person or that person, because not everybody is 100% trustworthy vocally with conversations of when people say don't say anything. Some people will conversate and go back and tell this person or that person, so be careful. You've got to be strong. You've got to get out. You've got to get out. There's situation, and you've got to get out of the situation. And whoever you are in the relationship, this is not proving positive for you. This is not proving positive for the children, for the family. I feel it's a family children situation, and I feel that it's not proving positive. You need to get out. You need to get out as soon as possible. You need to get yourself well, and you will not get well in this position and this same position. You will always be fighting, staying in this same area, and I think you know that, but you've got to get yourself out. I'm so sorry, but you have to get yourself out. Going to my happier cards. There's happiness. There is happiness. There's emotional release and happiness. There's a future coming. There's happiness coming. There's alcohol being given up, drugs being given up. There's a future being given up. There is a person there. I feel the person. A beautiful person is there, the right person for you. But remember, when we want that person in our life who is right for us, whatever it is that you feel you want in your relationship, communicate that with the person you're with. And if you both want the same things and things work very well together, just try bits and pieces, like 1 week, 2 weeks if you meet somebody, the next week. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Work towards a relationship together, but don't just jump into bed with each other. That's where you get it wrong. Whoever this is going with, there's someone else out there who is also jumping into bed with people, and that's where they're getting themselves all messed up, because that's their downfall. And it's not the person. I don't feel this is a person who is the same as the person who needs to get out of the relationship. This is someone else, and I feel it's male, and there's someone jumping into bed with somebody, and I don't feel it has to do with the past situation I was just talking about. I feel this, we're moving on, and someone is getting themselves all really in a not greatest place, or not. I think they're someone very, very intelligent. For someone so intelligent, I think they're quite stupid in the way that they're thinking, because they're not thinking about the positivity of thoughts, of thinking things through properly, because they could create amazing things for themselves, but they have to be more mindful and realize that they deserve better, and they deserve more. And they deserve more for themselves. And you've got a beautiful future ahead of you, but don't just, as soon as you meet somebody, not long after, jump into bed with them. you're not going to get the same perspective of the person, because you're going to come from an emotional level, an emotional situation based on the sexual principle of how you feel together sexually, however gratifying it feels. And when we come from that place, we don't always see the things that annoy you with somebody until a little later, when you're a bit more comfortable in a relationship. But when you get to know somebody before jumping into bed with them, you get to see who they are, what they're like, how they treat you. Do they respect you? They disrespect you? You need to be treated better. You need to have love. You need someone who's going to care for you and respect you and love you. And you need somebody who's going to be there for you, not somebody who's going to use you or want to be with you just because they feel they can. You deserve a lot better. And you're very wise beyond your years, very wise. But you've got to use your wisdom in the right way. Sex really is something that, I can say this as an older person, as you get older, it's, when you're younger it's much different, and life really is much different. But as you get older, you realize that it's like putting on rose-colored glasses. You see things differently, and then when you take them off and you're with the person for 6 months, and you realize, oh my god, I can't be with this. Or the person's going and using your ATM card and going out and buying this and that, or going to the supermarket, or they're just using you, and they're using you for the wrong reasons. They're using you for the things that you wish people wouldn't want to like you for. So there's something about you that is like a label about you, and sometimes people are taking advantage of your label, and it could be monetary, but it's combined with sexual, so it's in a relationship. This is not individually, but this is more sexual. And when there's a sexual relationship, they were using monetary, taking money. There's like money's always needed, and this person's always wanting like money. You need to talk to somebody. I really feel really strongly you need to talk to somebody. It's okay to talk to a friend, it's okay to talk to a family member, but you need sometimes to go to a psychologist or a psychologist or a sociologist, or someone who specializes in whatever emotional thing you're going through to do with a relationship, because they've gone through years of training to train in that field so they can help people. And that's why when you talk to a friend or family member, you're not getting that same relief. Some people are great listeners, and some people are amazing, even though they've never studied. Absolutely amazing some people are, and they should have, been born to be in this particular industry, but some people don't want to be. But sometimes we need to go and speak to people who are trained in what we are going through, whether if it's drug or drinking or emotional or abuse or whatever it is. Sometimes we need to go to speak to people who are trained, who can help us the best way possible. Also, in saying that, not everybody that you go and speak to that is professional is always down to being the right person. Sometimes you have to, and this is not the greatest thing that this happens, but I know that this does occur. You have to go to sometimes 1 or 2 people or 3 people to find somebody good, depending on where you live. But it's the smaller the place is that you live, sometimes the harder it is to find a really good person. Sometimes things can be very generalized, and people are not trained and not as great in that person, one or two people that is great. Their books can be all booked up with. You can't get in to see them because they are quite good, because people want to go and see that person. But you need to go and speak to someone who is trained in relationship counseling, because I really feel that you need to go and talk with somebody who can help you, that's on your level and that is trained, not someone who doesn't know and can't give you advice of if you need somewhere to stay or if you need help. These people are also trained with advice to give you, and information, and sometimes phone numbers and websites they can give you which help you. So please, I hope that helps somebody out there. But you do have supportive people, people that do really love you and care for you out there as well. Don't give up, just don't give up. Nothing is worth giving up for. Nothing is worth giving up for, but don't give up. There are many people around you, and you need to believe in yourself. There is happiness coming. I promise you, there is happiness coming, and there is love there and happiness coming. Just have strength. You just need to get through this time. Just get through each day. Just be strong and know you can get through. And some days are harder than others, and some days feel like they'll never end. But you can get through and you can make it. You've just got to believe in yourself. And last card is, you've got the world at your hands. You can create you can create more than you realize you can create. You're very gifted in your life. There is a lot that you have going for you. Don't think you're not worthy, or you have not much to give, or you have more than you realize. Don't put yourself down. You don't need to put yourself down. You don't need to. You need to be strong. You need to stand up for yourself. You need to protect yourself and be kind to yourself. Just going to do this card, which is my last card. Okay, we just need to take time out. You need to relax. A lot has been going on, but you need to make a plan of what you want to do and where you want to go. And I know that sounds very broad, but you need to make a plan, because you can't keep being treated the way you're being treated, because it's not going well and it's not going to get you to where you want to go in life. You need to get yourself together and get to where you're going to go, but you need to do it safely, and you've got to do it with love in your heart and with strength in your soul. And only you can make the difference in life, but you don't give up. You have a lot going for you. You have a lot going for you. You can go to the moon and back. Just believe in yourself. My name's Electra. I hope you have a good day, and I hope this reading helps somebody out there. Have a good day. Bye.